Hi, today we will talk about the F major scale, which has one flat, and the G major scale, which has one sharp. Before we dive into the scales, I will first review with you what flats and sharps are. A flat is when you go one half step down the original note, and a sharp is when you go one half step above. So, for example, if I was playing the note G, a half step down would be a G flat, and a half step above would be a G sharp. However, a G flat, which is a half step down from G, is the same as a half step above F, since F is the note that comes before G. That makes F flat and F sharp the same note. The same idea goes for G sharp. So a G sharp is the same thing as an A flat, since a half step above G is the same thing as a half step below A, since A is the note that comes before G. Now, I know it sounds really complicated, but we will try to slowly understand the sharps and flats and scales by starting off with the F major scale. So in the F major scale, which has one flat, we start with playing F, and F is the second finger on the D string, and after F comes G, then A, then B flat. For B flat, you need to make sure that your first finger is really at the tip of the fingerboard. And if we bring in the same principle that we talked about earlier, a B flat can also be considered an A sharp, since it is a half step above an A, which is the same thing as the half step below a B. And after B flat, it's C, then D, then E, then back to F. So this is how you play F major scale. So F major scale is not that complicated because there's only one flat that you need to remember, which is the B flat note. And so we'll try playing it again, starting with F. To the next note, there is a whole step. As you can see, there is a space for one more finger right there between my two notes. So first F, then a whole step to G, then it's another whole step to A, but we can also play A as an open string on the A string. Next is a half step to B flat, or also known as A sharp. Then C, which is another whole step, as you can see. And then D, and then E, which is another whole step from D. We can also play on the open string. And F have a half step relationship. So why do we not call it an E sharp? Actually, E sharp and F is just the same thing, so it really doesn't matter. You can call this note E sharp or an F. To examine the distance between notes in the F major scale a bit easier, we will try playing the F major scale on a keyboard. First note is F, then going to G, then A, then B flat, also known as A sharp, and then it's C, then D, and E, and back to F. Again, you will notice that A and B flat, they have a half step relationship. If we go back to E and F, typically sharps and flats are represented as black keys on the keyboard. But for this one, E and the next note F, there is no black key in the middle, which makes them a half step relationship, but it's called an E and an F, not an E and an E sharp. Now we will learn about the G major scale, which we're already familiar with because we practiced different techniques like vibrato using the G major scale. So to break the G major scale down, it has one sharp at F sharp. So we will try playing the G major scale slowly and trying to identify all the notes that are involved. So starting with G, next is A, then B, then C, then D, E, F, and the last note G. As you can see, F and G are right next to each other, which means they are a half step. So an F sharp, again, could be represented as a G flat. Now in the G major scale, there are more unique cases like we've seen before between E and F, where two notes who are not in a sharp or flat relationship have in half step. So first we will play the G major scale again and try to identify these cases. G, then A, so they are in whole step relationship, which makes sense from G to A. Then B, again a whole step. Then from B to C, there is a half step. However, this is not referred to as a B flat, but it's just called a C. So again, B, half step above is C, and then D, a whole step from C. Or we could also play it on an open string. Then a whole step to E, then a whole step to F sharp, then a half step to G. I hope this video helped you have a better idea of the F major and G major scales. In the next video, we will try to explore more different scales that we can practice. Thank you for watching.